Welcome back to my channel, Mostly Paper Crafts. Well, a few weeks ago, I ambitiously said I was going to make a video each week leading up to the wedding showing my progress on all the projects. I'm sorry, I was way too ambitious. I have been working on projects, but there's just been so many things to do and so many things going on. Making videos was at the bottom of my list. So I'm sorry if you were looking forward to those. I do have a video for you today, and I will have at least one more coming up soon. I finished all of my centerpieces and I finished my bouquet. That's what I'm going to show you today. And then I just have a few more important projects waiting. Oh, I finished the favors too. So in this video, I'll show you my centerpieces, the bouquet, and the favors. Here are all 10 centerpieces. They're all set up and ready to go. And so each one has a tall, a medium, and a short glass. And each set is just a little bit different. You can see that there are different ribbons on the different jars. So each one has its own flavor. And I used these wooden table numbers as well as some sola flowers. So there's one sola flower in each of the jars, and then just a bunch of die cut leaves. So these were definitely a labor of love. I don't know how many hours it took me to complete all of this, but I do have some die cut leaves left over from that process, and I'm going to be using those on the rest of the decor. The next thing that I'm showing you is our card box. I took this birdcage, which is on loan from my friend Jamie, and decorated it with more of the leaves that I'd cut and more sola flowers, and there's a sprig in here with some acorns and stuff just for a little added fall touch. I'm really excited about how this came out. I think it's beautiful, and there's plenty of space in here for all of the cards that we will receive. And I just can't wait to see how this looks on the table. The project I'm working on right now is my bouquet. So I've made a bunch of paper flowers. These are all just using Sizzix dies and just curling up the petals a little bit using a ball tool and a foam mat. I also have some leaves here cut, and all I'm doing to give these some shape is I have them on my stamping foam mat, and I just roll the ball around the outside. There's a lot more fancier techniques that you can do with this, but I'm just giving them a little bit of shape by rubbing around the outside. So I did something similar with each of the layers when I was creating these flowers. There are quite a few here, and then I also have some that are sitting over to the side. I did do a tiny bit of ink to the centers of these ones, and then I'm going to do some gold stickles in the middle just to make them a little bit fancier, because I did use this gold glitter paper for the centers of the larger flowers. So right now I'm going to be trying to put the flowers into my bouquet form and see how much more I need to create, and then start filling in with some leaves. I want to put some fall leaves in here too, but I haven't exactly decided which ones and how that's going to look yet. I want to show you how I'm assembling these flowers. So I have 3 layers to my flower die cut, and then 2 brown rings for the middle. And then my very center is gold glitter specialty paper, and it's not just little flecks of glitter. It's like little strings of glitter. It gives up some dimension. So these are all going to layer together, but first I'm going to use my ball tool to just curl my leaves a little bit. And I am not doing anything fancy here. I'm just putting medium pressure, and I'm rolling toward the center. I'm just going over each petal. If I pushed harder on this, I would get more of a curl. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to stir my center. So I am putting a lot more pressure here, and that just gives this a lot more dimension. So you can see the original and then this curled piece. So I'm going to do that to the other two as well. And I'm also going to stir these little brown pieces just a little bit, and then I'll be able to glue it all together. But I'm also going to show you how I put it on my wire. I'm taking just a normal hole punch. This is going to be my bottom layer. And I'm going to take a piece of my thick wire. I think it's 20 gauge, something like that. I'm going to cut it in half. This was definitely long enough for two. I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to turn to make a little loop at the top. These are needle nose pliers. All right, so I have a little loop there. And then I'm going to grab it with my pliers and bend down. And that's just going to give me a flat loop at the top of my wire. And then once I have this shaped, I'll be able to thread my petals through. And I'm just going to use a hot glue gun to glue this in place. And then once I layer my other two petals on top, you're not going to be able to see that anymore. So that is how I'm going to assemble this. I'll show you what it looks like once I get to the gluing part. I'm about to assemble my last flower, hopefully. So I wanted to show you this whole process. So this is going to be glued to the top of my bottom layer. And so I threaded it on and I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue and then carefully move it up, push it down, try not to burn myself. Okay. And then my next layer is going to get glued right on top of that. And I'm just going to stagger it a little bit so that the layers don't lie directly on top of each other. Ooh, there goes my mic. Staggering them just a little bit. There we go. And then I have two little brown rings here for the center. I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to do one. Add just a little bit more glue. All right. Put my second one on there. Try to stagger that a little bit too. And then I'm just going to push this centerpiece right down into the center of all that. There we go. All right. And that completes my last flower. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And you can see here, it's a combination of paper flowers and the Sola flowers that I was using in the arrangements. There are some leaves down at the bottom of the arrangement. They're that same gold paper that I was using on some of the arrangements. Originally, I had imagined that this was all going to be fall leaves and not flowers, but it just kind of came together like this. So I wrapped my handle in a jute that has a gold piece through it, and I really was happy with how this came out. Topped it off with a beautiful satin bow. And there you have it. And so this will sit on our little sweetheart table after the ceremony. Since we aren't able to do a full open bar, we are paying for one drink per person. And so I created these drink tickets on Canva, and then I'm using my scan and cut to cut them out. I finished cutting out my drink tickets, and then I designed a thank you label on these labels from Amazon Basics. They're 2.5 inches, so you can see what they look like here. Really liked that teapot with the teacup, and this is what the finished favor is going to look like. So we've got the bag, the label, and the drink ticket, and then these really cute paper clips with the heart. These are the bags that I bought. I got these on Amazon as well. And here you can see those adorable paper clips. Then I also have hundreds of tea bags here. I ordered most of this on Amazon as well. And I'm just putting 3 of the seasonal tea bags in the cute little craft bag with the drink ticket and closing with the paper clip. So I'm just gonna sit here on my bed and assemble some favors. I dumped all of my tea into a bucket so that I could get a good variety. And so each one of these bags that I'm putting together has 3 different teas. I finished up all of the favors and I have them all boxed up and ready to go. And I'm really happy with how these turned out. I know at a lot of weddings, people give away favors that, you know, the guests don't really know what to do with afterwards. And these can just be consumed and the paper can be recycled. And I feel really good about that. Plus, I get to share my love of tea. Thank you so much for following along with our wedding planning journey. I'm so excited for the big day. It's just a couple weeks away, and I look forward to bringing you at least one more video before the big event. In that video, I'm going to show you the rest of the decor that I made and my guest book, which I'm very excited about. Until next time, go make something beautiful.